what's likely to happen starting tomorrow, and then tomorrow night it picks up, and then Sunday the leftovers. So it is our first good-sized storm of the season, of course. We've had little spits and spats, nothing real big, but this is going to be very interesting. Of course, it coincides, unfortunately, with a lot of people trying to travel around here and through the Midwest. It's not just us. It's stretched out through a lot of big cities, a lot of big airports as well. So that is an issue. Let me show you what's going to happen if you're out and about this evening real quick, and then we'll get to the big storm. Temperatures, as you can see now, are in the upper 20s and lower 30s, but more important than that, even though the wind has let up some, wind chills are now in the teens to low 20s. 23 is what it feels like in Port Huron, Mount Clemens, and Detroit. 17, quite a bit colder in Pontiac, and also in Ann Arbor and Port Sanilac. So that's what's going on right now at the 8 o'clock hour here. I'll show you what's happening with the rest of this action in just a second now. Got to work on my graphic just a little bit. There we go. Over this evening now, it looks like things will probably just keep dropping temperature-wise, and we will go down through the 20s. It'll be pretty chilly by the time we get to tomorrow morning to get started. Now, tomorrow we will start with clouds. They might break a little bit tonight, but we'll get the clouds going tomorrow, and then everything gets a lot more interesting. So this is what you want to see. This is a big deal across a lot of states: Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, portions of Missouri, Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio, and yes, us under winter storm warnings. Widespread heavy snow is expected. This started last night around Billings, Montana. It came out of the Rockies. It's been crisscrossing the high plains, going to work its way through the Midwest here. And it's a pretty good position for the storm to be to our south and southwest as it approaches, and that throws moisture up into our colder air, and that makes a pretty good storm. So the white areas here are the snowfall that's going to be heaviest, the winter storm warnings, and the advisories are going to be in the purple area. So we kind of split the area here. People are asking, am I in the advisory? I'm in the warning. What's going on? I'll get to that right now and show you kind of how the split is for our area. So this is what it looks like for tomorrow, starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then through 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Now, the heaviest snow is going to fall between probably 6 o'clock in the evening and midnight. So it'll be an overnight snow that you wake up to a lot of snow on the ground and some leftovers on Sunday. But the east side, which is most of us here, I guess it's better to say the metro area, most of us, including Lapeer, Sanilac, St. Clair, Oakland, Macomb, Wayne, Detroit, of course, and Monroe County under the winter weather advisory. But the warning is around and west of US 23. We started talking about this a couple of days ago. Livingston, Washtenaw, and Lenawee County. Now, the timing's the same for both. It'll be 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon as this moves in from the west-southwest, and then it will take over, and it will be here overnight, especially into Sunday morning. Somebody was asking about the football game tomorrow. It will be around 30 degrees during the football game. Of course, we're not talking about Michigan State because they're indoors tomorrow night downtown at Ford Field. It might be a little bit tough going home. Might be a little slow going there, but a little tough coming home for Sparty. But it'll be inside, so that's not a big issue. Michigan, again, Ohio State, and noon kickoff. That's going to be cloudy, about 30. There will be a chance of snow shortly after the game gets started. Might be a few flurries to get it started, but the snow chances will increase throughout the game. The wind will be probably about 10 miles an hour or less through most of the game, maybe a little breezier than that at the end. All right, so there you go. There's a football forecast for you. Saturday afternoon, it starts moving in tomorrow, especially from the west and southwest. It's heaviest again 6 to midnight tomorrow night, so you wake up to a pretty good block of snow. It's mostly snow Sunday morning, meaning that there will be an opportunity for a few raindrops to move in, and I'll show you how that could happen right here with Futurecast. So take a peek now. This is starting now through this evening and overnight. There's not much going on. We'll stop it here 10 o'clock in the morning. We start the day with clouds. By the time we start getting into the afternoon, it's moving in from the west. This will be a late day snow moving in from the west. There might be a few flakes before 3 o'clock, but really I think it's 3 o'clock and beyond. And then you see some of the deeper, darker blues here starting to pick up and move through. This is 8 o'clock at night, coming from the southwest, moving through. This is midnight. It's that 6 p.m. to midnight time frame when the snow gets to be the heaviest. And then as we get into the morning on Sunday, there may be some raindrops around Detroit, downriver into Monroe County. This is kind of a quick hit of some warmer temperatures, and that would probably bring the amounts down a little bit more so there than other spots. But you'll have gotten quite a bit of snow overnight, and this is just a brief warm up here, and you can see by the time we get into late morning hours to around lunchtime, most of this is done. There could be a little wraparound coming from the northwest. The best chance for that is going to be in the afternoon in the thumb, more so than other spots, and then it kind of calms down for the snow after that. All right. Somebody said, what about DTW on Sunday morning? It will be slow. It depends on how early you go, of course. It'll be slow travel. I would guess there will be quite a few delays. They will certainly have to de-ice you with the snow that's going to be on the plains. If you're out there early, the plains will be sitting overnight. They'll have to de-ice. So expect slow, expect delays on Sunday morning. All right, I don't want to keep you anymore. Here are the numbers now. We've been kind of working up a little bit over the last couple of days because it's become more evident to me anyway that we're going to be in the colder part of the storm. When a storm goes by you, north and west of the center of the storm is usually where there's the most moisture, the most lift, the most energy to use that moisture for snow. This thing's probably going to go Adrian to Port Huron, somewhere in there. Maybe Hillsdale to Lapeer, so it's crisscrossing southwest to northeast. So the farther west you are, the more snow you're going to get. Let's spend a little time on this graphic here. 4 to 6 covers the thumb down through the metro area, everything east of US 23. I will tell you though, in that 4 to 6 band, the farther east you are more likely to get 4 or 5. The farther west you are, you're closer to get the 6. Make sense? I hope so. Somebody's asking about Livingston County. Take a peek. Livingston County mostly in the 6 to 8 range. Around Brighton, around US 23, that's that line that's about 6 inches where the white changes to blue on this map. So if you look at that line up and down north and south, that's about the 6-inch mark. So most of Livingston County in 6 to 8. Just west of Ann Arbor, or around Ann Arbor's west side to the west, 6 to 8. Most of Lenawee County, 6 to 8. And then once you get out by Lansing, Jackson, you're probably talking 8 inches or more, especially as you go west. Travel on I-94 is going to be very tough Saturday evening, overnight, Saturday night into Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if you start hearing reports like 10, 11 inches out of Kalamazoo, Benton Harbor, those spots. So 94 going west, the earlier you go Saturday, the better off you will be. You'll run into snow as you go west, but the longer you wait, the tougher the whole drive is going to be. If you go south on 75 tomorrow, earlier is better as well. I think areas in Ohio could get more snow than we do around here, especially on our east side. So this is a wide scale, pretty good storm. Again, 4 to 6 through most of the metro. On the east side of the metro, probably closer to 4 or 5, or I guess I should say 4, closer to 5 or 6 on the west side of the metro. And then that line, that blue and white line there, differentiating the 6 inches to 6 and more to the west in a good chunk of Livingston, Washtenaw, and Lenawee County. We'll come back to this in just a little bit. A lot of people asking, what about my town? What about my town? What about my town? But there you go. Some spots have declared snow emergencies. Of course, that means you can't park on the snow routes, that kind of thing, because they want to be able to get out and plow. Again, the snow's not moving in until the afternoon, but if they've already declared it, don't get a ticket. Move your car, and maybe move it someplace inside if you can, so that you are in good shape in terms of not having to clean out the car. All right, here's how we get to the storm. Overnight tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy skies. There might be a few flurries the next couple of hours, not much of that overnight. It's cold though, right? Look at these numbers. 19 in Ann Arbor, 22 in Mount Clemens, 22 in Detroit. There's a little west to northwest wind. As we get toward tomorrow morning, we start cold with the clouds, then the moisture comes in, and because we start so cold, this will be probably overall a fairly wet storm, especially the Saturday night into Sunday morning part, but the snow might have a little bit of a fluff factor here as we go along to get started in the afternoon, moving in from the west. It'll be light at first, and again, picking up the pace, especially after 6 o'clock. And then here's how it looks like tomorrow. You can see the snow on the background there moving in from the west. Temperatures will end up in the lower 30s, some just above freezing, like Mount Clemens, Port Huron, some just below freezing, like Adrian at 29, Ann Arbor at 30, and right around freezing in Detroit. So as this thing moves toward us, it throws a lot of moisture out ahead of it. Temperature is certainly cold enough for snow, and it will fall at a fast enough pace, especially Saturday evening through Saturday night, that it will start to stick to the roads pretty quickly here. Remember, ramps, bridges, overpasses, all those elevated surfaces open to the air, the colder air, they get slippery faster than everything else. I know you've seen all those signs as you approach the ramps, bridges, and overpasses, the big yellow sign that says they get slippery, icy before anything else. So Saturday, Sunday, 32, 36. The 36 is in Detroit. It'll never be that cold Sunday, north and west parts of town. And then we actually get colder, around 30 or maybe a few upper 20s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There could be a little more snow Monday night into Tuesday, maybe a little bit at the end of the week here. But again, the reason that we're all talking now is because we're looking at this kind of snow. So here are the totals again, one more time. This is tomorrow afternoon, developing, moving in from the west. Light at first, picks up the pace pretty quickly. 6 p.m. to midnight is the biggest snow here as we go along in terms of the pace of the snow and how it'll stick to the road. So you wake up with a bunch on Sunday morning. Is Dearborn getting snow? I think you can tell by the map here, yes. Everybody should expect to get a good solid base of 4 inches, which is about that much snow. All right, can you see it? So, and then some get 6 and some get 8 as you go farther and farther west. So you should expect to shovel. You should expect to have to deal with this on the roads. I wouldn't be out traveling Saturday night. I'll be hunkering in, waiting to get my shovel out Sunday morning and do some work on the driveway. And then Sunday, it'll take some time for the crews to get out there because it'll be snowing pretty good at least through midnight and kind of get things cleaned up. It'll clean up fastest, I think, Detroit, downriver, and Monroe County because it'll be a little warmer there Sunday, above freezing. Areas in northwest of town, especially Livingston, Washtenaw County, with a little bit more and colder temperatures. Same thing in Lenawee County. It'll take a little longer for you to get things cleaned up. Just trying to look at some of the comments and questions here. Schools, this is a weekend, so I wouldn't worry about the schools. By Monday, we should be in good shape there. I would doubt, let's put it this way, I would doubt that weather-wise there will be any kind of school closings, but you can always look at WXYZ.com on our homepage. If there are issues, they will be there. So one more idea on the timing here real quick, then I'll let you get back to your whatever you're doing tonight, having fun hopefully with family and friends for Thanksgiving. Snow moves in tomorrow afternoon from the west and southwest, heaviest 6 p.m. to midnight. And then tomorrow, Sunday morning, you wake up, it's mostly snow. There might be some raindrops mixed in as we go along from Detroit down to the south, downriver, and then into Monroe County as well. These are the alerts. Winter storm warning, Livingston, Washtenaw, Lenawee County, starting at 3 o'clock Saturday through 10 a.m. on Sunday. That's where the heaviest snowfall is. That's why it's a winter storm warning there rather than a winter weather advisory in the metro area, the purple areas, which is the rest of us. Same time, 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow to 10 o'clock on Sunday. And one more time, here are the totals. So this is a pretty big deal, especially because it's our first one. I've got family in town trying to send some south, some east, some west. One of my boys that's going west actually left tonight. His mom wasn't happy about it, but safe to get home tonight going west, and it's coming from that direction. And then it'll be a real problem, I think. Again, I-94 tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening is real tough because you'd be driving into the heavier pace of snow. Going south on 75 gets pretty tough if you wait till late tomorrow. If you're going to go to areas like Ohio and east, that's probably best if your relatives can handle you, or if you can handle the relatives being here that long, to wait until late Sunday. Because there'll be less snow to our east overall than around here. All right, listen, it is 8:22 or so. Talk too long, but I just want to give you a heads up on what's going on. And I'll be on tonight at 10 o'clock on TV 20 Detroit, and of course Channel 7, 11 o'clock. And I'll let you know what's going on. Somebody's saying when's the snow starting tomorrow in Detroit? Probably shortly after 3 o'clock. So maybe closer to 4 or 5. coming into the city at that point. All right, thanks for